Blair Witch is another game from Bloober Team, and it's a licensed game based off of the Blair Witch Project movie franchise. In this game, you play as Ellis, a former police officer with a troubled past that enters a dark forest with his dog in order to find a missing child. I wasn't really super excited to play this game, and I only really played it because Epic Games gave it out for free a while ago. I've never seen any of the Blair Witch Project movies, and Bloober Team has let me down a lot. I liked Observer, but the 2 Layers of Fear games were very flawed and could have been a lot better. But going in with those lowered expectations, it's even more surprising for me to say that this is Bloober Team's best game yet. And it's also easily their scariest game. There are still jump scares here, yes, but they are very spaced out, and the psychological aspects of this game are terrifying. Without getting into spoilers, there are these kind of flashback scenes. They're not really flashbacks, but again, I can't really say too much because of spoilers. Those were really scary, and the whole last hour of this game is also terrifying. My favorite part about this game was easily the atmosphere. The environments are just chilling, especially at night, where all you have is a flashlight. The lighting effects, the way everything lights up, it really makes you feel like you are lost in the woods, and it is really scary. The story as well is really good. Like I said, I've never seen any of the movies, so I don't know how this ties into the lore. I don't really know anything about the lore, but the story just gets crazier and crazier as it goes along, and I really enjoyed it. Gameplay has always been Bloober Team's biggest issue. Layers of Fear had basically no gameplay. You couldn't die. There weren't really any stakes. Observer was better, but still kind of flawed. And Layers of Fear 2 was their best until the second half, when it just wasn't. And while the gameplay still isn't perfect, it is much better than all of their other games, and there are some really cool aspects to it. Instead of just stealth and chase scenes, there's some combat sections in this game, and while this combat still isn't super deep or super layered or anything, it is still intense enough, and it was definitely surprising. The best part of the gameplay is the puzzles. You have a camcorder in this game, and you can rewind tapes on it, and when you do that, it manipulates the real world, so you can use that to open a locked door or find something on the ground. That was really unique and definitely the coolest part of the gameplay. Also, I have to talk about the dog, Bullet. He is such a good boy. You can pet him, you can give him treats, he helps you, he'll follow you. Yeah, his AI is not very good sometimes, and he gets stuck in stuff, but he is still a good boy, and he's one of the best parts of the game. As for issues with this game, it's mostly technical. There was a lot of pop-in the distance, and it was pretty noticeable, and the game did stutter a couple times toward the beginning. It ran fine and stopped stuttering after a while, but it did freeze for 5 seconds one time. And the biggest issue is the last chapter of this game. While it's still really scary, like I said earlier, it goes on for way too long and definitely could have been trimmed by 15 to 20 or even 30 minutes. Also, I might be missing something, but there was a part of this game where they mentioned something that seemed really interesting, but then they don't really do anything with it. But take that with a grain of salt, because I might just be missing a note or some document or something. But if I'm not missing anything, then they could have made an aspect to this game a bit more personal. But other than those few issues, I really enjoyed this game. The gameplay, story, and horror are all the best that they've ever been. And honestly, this is one of my favorite horror games that I've played all year, and I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. So thank you for watching the video. Let me know if you played this game. What do you think about it? Should I watch the older movies? Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.